I'm calling my shot. I will be absolutely shocked if it doesn't happen. I am desperately trying to jinx it, and it's not going to work.
Yeah,
no snowman this time around.
You really did. We're never going to see Frosty. I mean, this is the reality is setting in. We're in Playday 3. It has been banned literally every time so far. We have not seen the team even leave it for the random decider yet. Everyone has banned it. And now, yeah, I mean, we're settling into a meta, I would say. It's not quite as solid of a meta as Stage 1, but there is definitely a lot of maps that are getting picked immediately.
Yeah, there it is. Control, Breaking, and Vortex in the first 3. Pool joining them as map 4. I think we'd expect potentially off-road from these 2 teams as well. Airwalk also definitely a candidate. And I don't know, I'd love to see Grip, I'd love to see Speed, but I think those 2 are a little bit more of an outside chance right now.
Yeah, well, thinking very hard about their next picks here. It is Off-Road, as you say, that gets picked next. Yeah, I think you're probably correct. We're going to see those maps coming on through. Airwalk is probably, well, maybe Grip as well. Obviously, you know, these teams have had difficult times on a lot of these maps. So far, it is Airwalk next, and then Grip is going to be the decider. So very, very important maps for everyone here. And again, this is one of those ones that is just so important for the standings. These are 2 teams that are relatively evenly matched at this point in the stage. So getting this win here would be a massive weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, this is honestly potentially a make or break point, especially for Sprout season. I think BS+ competition, we expected them coming into stage 2 to be a middle of the table team. They finished stage 1 with a 3-4 record. 2 of those wins picked up on the final weekend of gameplay to lift them out of the relegation zone. Sprout were a top 2 team. Almost from week 2 on, they were a top 2 team. Right now they sit at 1-1, and if they cannot overcome BS+ competition today and then their opponents of Exalty on Saturday, which is also going to be a very difficult match for them, then Sprout all of a sudden are going to be sitting in a very, very rough spot for stage 2.
Yeah, and, you know, this is Sprout. This is a team that we expect to do really well. That's why, you know, we're so critical when things do go incredibly wrong, like they did last Playdate for them. And hopefully some of those inconsistencies will be cleared up this time around. Maybe it was just an off week. Who knows? We're going to find out right here, because BS+ competition are going to give them a challenge.
BS+ competition taking to the road against Sprout, and look at all of those beautiful car skins. I do love the zebra, and I've talked before about how I just love the black and green of Sprout's competition. So it's just all around, Twiggy, a very aesthetically pleasing match for me.
Yeah, it is indeed. I agree with you on that one. Well, Snow is down by a few tenths here. I think a little further than that. Obviously, the splits will update very shortly on that one. No, it's still just a few tenths. But Dexter right out ahead this time around. We really didn't see him in first position in the last Playday at all. It was Scrappy that was in the driver's seat for the team that time, which is just a position that we don't really see that often. And as I say that, Scrappy hangs a wheel there on the S section. Dexter now looking to force a draw for the team out ahead of Snow, but only by 1 or 2 tenths. Now it's going to be really important to get a couple of good jumps here and carry his teammate through this round. Give him some time to warm up into the series. Dexter is looking good this time. Snow trailing. Scrappy moves up into 3rd place. It is a round win for Sprout off the back of a mistake from Glass. It's a pretty good round, all things considered, for, you know, the first round of a series.
Yep, happy enough with that if you are a Sprout fan, or if you are Sprout themselves. Despite the mistake from Scrappy, they walk away with the win. This is the only map the BS+ competition did lose to Orcs GP Numlops in their first match of the season. They would then go on to lose it again to Exalty. So while they have had a fantastic start to the season, that's more true on some maps than it is others, and especially on Control. I think, you know, they can try and compete on this one, but treating it as a warm-up and saying, okay, as long as we win our second map, we go into the rest of the series at 1-1. BS+ competition should be happy as long as they make this competitive.
Yeah, Dexter, wow, really pushing the limits there, almost touching the wall, just about gets enough speed to get that speed check done. Scrappy with an incredibly high line. I think he hits the reset block in the middle of that, or sorry, whatever, you know, the bar that's all the way across there. I think he hits that, falls out. It's not the worst mistake in the world. It doesn't drop you that far behind, but 2 seconds is a pretty significant drop down, and Dexter and Glass now up against each other for this final jump. Dexter gets enough speed to get right on Glass's tail. Glass with a slightly worse jump. Dexter gets more exit speed out of that one. Can he get the round win out of this? Get that snipe done. Glass is out ahead, but the speed is in Dexter's favor. He gets it done by 66,000. Scrappy again takes third place. Snow having some difficulty that round, and Sprout off to a convincing start.
And that 66,000th difference between Dexter and Glass comes entirely down to Dexter's first jump through the identity as well. Absolutely flawless, and carries the team to a second round win in a row. I don't know about you, Twiggy. I'm thinking Dexter may have put some practice in between week 1 in these matches.
Yeah, I think Dexter is that kind of person where after having a week like that or a play day like that, just went, okay, 12 hours in the server, just completely, I'm not making mistakes like that again. Dexter is definitely that kind of player, and it shows. You know, you can see the preparation coming on through this time around. Let's see if it keeps up for the whole time. Obviously, it's only been 2 rounds. Mistakes can creep their way on through, but the speed is looking good. The record here currently, 110.6 for the Challengers League, a 110. Well, about 3 for the Grand League. So anything around there looking really good for them. We rarely see kind of teams really breaking that 111 time. It's very difficult to get an optimal line through here in the live rounds, but Glass misses the jump. That is definitely not optimal. Scrappy moves up into second place this time. No mistakes means that it is looking like it could be an ace. Snow is right behind, can't get enough speed, not the right angle. There is the Challenger League record from Dexter, a 110.538, and more importantly, that ace for Sprout.
Biggie, I'm already feeling like BS Plus competition were unlucky not to run into Sprout last Saturday instead.
Yeah.
This is starting to feel like end season Sprout already here in week 2.
I think that was the most monumental kick up the backside that I have seen on a team ever. Like, it probably made them go, oh god. This is the same as last series, like last season. Let's just not let that happen ever again, you know?
Yep. I don't know. Here we go. It's still only map 1, okay?
Yeah. It's been 3 rounds.
I'm going to try and withhold judgment. But this is what happened last season. They had a rough week 1, and then Dexter just continued to improve season on. From there on out, just faster and faster, more and more consistent, and it's a great start to Control for the team so far. Scrappy will keep it clean, at least so far, has still dropped behind by a few tenths, and Glass and Snow have been the team struggling in this identity so far, and Ace for Sprout will close things out. I think they're more likely to move to 8 or 9 points here, but from there, it should be a win on Control for Sprout.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is not, obviously, I mean, it's Sprout's map pick and BS Plus competition are not historically that amazing on this one, but this time Dexter is the one who makes a mistake on the identity. It could just be an ace in the opposite direction. Scrappy barely makes the jump, has to slow down a little bit at the end, and this time BS Plus competition get that one back, and it's just off the back of one mistake from Dexter there.
Yeah, look, Twitch chat is fully aware of the fact that setting a record does mean that you crash in the next round. That's just, that is just how it goes. You know, shots were called, and Dexter does do exactly that. And I said Sprout likely to move to 8 or 9 points there with how that round was looking. Instead, they remain on 7. BS Plus competition get a little bit closer, and so Control not over just yet.
Yeah, well, luckily they gave themselves that cushion over the course of the last 3 rounds, so, you know, no harm, no foul. It's not the end of the world, only staying 2 points ahead. Dexter, although, has made another mistake, and this time the weight is on Scrappy's shoulders to keep Snow and Glass at bay, and Snow and Glass have looked like they have warmed up a little bit into this map. They're setting better times, nothing below a 111, but at the very least, enough to challenge Sprout here. Glass gets a really awkward exit off the back of the bobsleigh, loses a bit more time and falls back to where Dexter is. Scrappy now up against Snow to try and get this one done. It's the first round that he has had to really push for in this whole map so far, trying to cover it for his teammate.
This is so tight between Scrappy and Snow. Scrappy will get an earlier touch. He's landing earlier. Snow fully missed, crashing on out here. Glass still in second place, but that could mean Dexter back in. It will mean Dexter back in, but
oh my god!
The most wicked jump that we have seen on Control yet, and it's good enough for a round win from Sprout.
Hold on, let me update my standings here. I need to give Dexter 2 points for that.
Yep.
Held third
Holding
position.
on to third place.
Beautiful.
Very clean,
My
very nice.
Lord.
Moving to an Ekin score as well of 9-6 for Sprout. And it looked a little bit messy there for a couple of rounds after they did move all the way up to a 7-2 scoreline. But the win is back on in control.
Again, I will I'll just update everybody on how you get points there in the in the scoreboard for the Wicked Championship. Anything that doesn't really help your team gets 1 point. If you stay in third or second after doing something wicked, you get 2 points. If you stay in first, you get 3 points. And if you get some snipes, you get 5 or 7 points off the back of that. Currently in the lead now is Sprout off the back of that with 8 points. Both players getting involved on the Wicked standings so far, but that's not important. That is not the main. That's not what teams are trying to get, apart from Link apparently. More importantly, Scrappy really put together another clutch performance. When Scrappy is needed to get that first place, he seems to be very consistent.
And look, Scrappy is relatively open about the fact that he probably puts in a little less practice than the other players and relies on just being incredibly talented to, you know, carry through in this competition. And it does mean that we expect to see Scrappy improve week on week, but Snow and Glass
Oh, no.
It's tied. It's 9-9. Twiggy, whatever storylines we had going on, however we were talking about the Sprout improvements, throw it out the window. This is anyone's map to win.
Oh, not like this.
Oh, exactly
9-9.
like this. Exactly like this. Oh, yes. Oh, give it to me. As, hey, I'm fully on board for any chaos that we get in the Challenger League, and this is chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, this is a interesting situation to be in. Any round win here gets this one done. And, well, with a mistake from Glass, it is looking like it may go in the favor of Sprout here, but really not a situation you want to be in whatsoever. Any mistake from any player here could put your team completely to bed.
Scrappy and Dexter do lead. I'm not going to say anything more than that because I don't know how long
Oh!
before Scrappy touched the wall. Dexter was slow. It looks like Snow was a little bit slower, and so it will still be Dexter and Scrappy with the lead as we head towards the S-bend. Snow sends it and manages to gain a little bit on Scrappy. Will continue to gain with more exit speed out of that section of the map, but not by very much. A few thousandths at most, and now comes down to the jump. Scrappy should land earlier, should still be in front, and will still be in front. Dexter is far enough in the lead that you expect at this point Sprout will close things out. It will be Snow touching a wall and heading face first into it afterwards as well. Not a quick round, but exactly as we all expected when Sprout were leading 7-2. They closed the map out and nothing else happened in the meantime.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Sprout, hey, look, you can say what you want about Sprout's, you know, kind of their consistency and all that. They always make a map interesting. That's what matters here. We're here for the entertainment, the content. Sprout is a content team. That is what we have learned today.
Look, it was 7-2, and then Sprout won the map eventually with an ace. So clearly it was 10-2 final scoreline, right? That
doesn't matter what you win by. If you win, you win.
You do win eventually, and with that, we will head to our second map. I will once again remind everyone the BS Plus competition is the only map. Or, sorry, excuse me. BS Plus competition have only lost twice on Control. That is the only map that they have lost twice on. And they still made it very, very close against Sprout. I said if they could make it competitive, and then if they can win here on Breaking, they should feel very, very good about their potential to win this match still. So this performance on Breaking, Sprout's performance now on Breaking, very important.
Yeah, and from Sprout, we did not see a great Breaking here. A lot... Thank you, Scrappy. We saw a lot of bonks here on the first corner. Thank you, Dexter. And a lot of jump outs on the water later on as well. So I'm so sorry, guys.
We're gonna have to investigate collusion between casters and players on that one. That was
that was amazing.
Illustrating your point.
That was amazing. I've never done anything like that before. I feel so powerful.
But yeah, I mean, look, and we've definitely seen good rounds from Snow and Glass as well, but still this ice turn does at times manage to claim lives as people go flying into that side. I was really hoping I could get one as well, Twig.
Oh man, no, Dexter stays consistent throughout that one. Snow and Glass in a comfortable first and second lead here. Dexter down by a second already, trying to make up some time, not quite getting it there. And Snow and Glass now just need to get a good entry into the wall.
Oh no.
Apparently not. Dexter moves up into second place. Can he get the overtake done on Snow? It's looking unlikely. Snow out ahead by a second already, but it's looking like it's going to be one of the rounds of all time at the very least. Dexter comes home to a second place. Scrappy, is Glast?
Glast is gone.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yes, he is.
There.
Oh, he loves that pit. Oh man, oh. Yeah, just make yourself at home, Glass. Don't even bother.
That's it. It's like a dog turning around in its bed before you go to sleep, right? Just, you know, circling it a few times and then curling up for the night there in the middle is Glass. And that will definitely be a round that he wants to pretend was a bad dream. As BS+ Competition probably should have come away with an ace. They should probably be up 3-0 right now. Sprout gets 1-1 instead.
Yeah, we can scrub the VOD for that one. We can get rid of it. I'm sure somebody will.
We absolutely can't. Don't lie to people like that.
I just want to give the players just a little bit of peace of mind off the back of that one. That was I don't want to use the word embarrassing, but I already did. So there you go.
You're giving them you're giving them a piece of your mind instead.
Oh yeah, no, I am. Yeah,
wordplay.
Yeah, nicely done. Snow takes an outside line, usually a little bit risky. A lot of players have hit the signs off the back of something like that. Dexter clips a wheel there on the light pole. It's not the worst. Oh, no, clips a wheel on the edge of the dirt as well. And once again, Sprout in that third and fourth position to start things off here. Braking not looking great for them.
They are going to be able to convert this time, surely. I mean, Blast will not end up in the pit of despair once more. Snow is not going to slide out on this final turn. It was Snow who kept it clean last time around. Glass will make it through the second checkpoint cleanly. You love to see it. And Snow will follow through. This time around, nice. BS+ Competition will hold on for the ace just by keeping things clean and letting Sprout beat themselves.
Yeah, excuse me. Sprout fans are probably not liking me at the moment, I'm not gonna lie. Every time you know what, let's stop spectating them and then I'll stop being able to say anything.
It's kind of difficult. There is only 4 players in this match.
Yeah, 50-50 chance.
All 4 of them are on screen at the moment.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. But either way, Sprout, at the very least, they've had opportunities now to learn what not to do here on braking. Now it's all about just picking themselves up by the bootstraps, as the older generation would say, and getting things done now.
Yeah, and well, Sprout will have to try and keep it close this time around. It has been a clean round from all 4 players this time around, but again, this ice turn has definitely been a great filter on this map. This time around looks like it's clean for everyone. It is Snow who's going to be slowest through it, but he just takes a wider line and will catch straight back up as he lands down in the bottom of that bowl. Still, all 4 players within 3/10 of each other, heading towards the back half of the map. And if we can get everyone cleanly into the pool together as well, then we are down for a photo finish.
Yeah, it's looking much cleaner from everybody involved. I think braking takes a little bit of time to warm up into. Either way, Dexter in first position now, and we've seen a lot of crashes here from Sprout, but we've also seen this. Scrappy with a massive amount of speed out of both of those, and there's the ace for Sprout right back in BS+ Competition's face. It's a brilliant time as well. A 113.5 gets within 2/10 of the Challenger League record. BS+ Competition feeling the pressure for the first time on this map, and it gets to them.
And this is kind of what we saw out of Sprout the first time we saw them on braking as well back in week 1. Was Dexter was just very, very quick, but well, there goes Dexter. Never mind. Scrappy's identity in particular was, I think, one of the most aggressive that we've seen out of the Challenger League, especially on that final beam. He goes for very, very tight wiggles to slow himself down quite late to still make the turn, and that does allow him to get some pretty solid snipes done on that final turn.
Well, let's see if I can do it just by saying a name here. Wait, we're going into the ice turn next, so we'll see. Glast.
All right. Just hold on.
No, all good.
No, Glass gets it pretty cleanly. That's nice. Your powers are not that strong yet.
No, not quite. I need to actually, set it up. I can't just say a name, that's lazy. Either way, Glass is now in first place, so I don't know what I did there, but either way, he's probably feeling pretty good about it. Scrappy trailing right now, Dexter down by 6 seconds. Not a good position to be in, but Scrappy, we know how consistent, good he can be on this identity. Getting overtakes done very much. Glass does not get overtaken on the first turn. Will Scrappy get it done in this final one? Gets those wiggles going. Can he get more exit speed? Just a tiny bit more, but not enough to catch up to Glass. Snow takes home third position, and Dexter will be trailing in that fourth. And BS+ competition, once again, they pull out ahead, but not by a massive amount.
Yeah, Scrappy cuts half a tenth out of Glass' lead in that final turn alone with us braking on that last beam. But, as you say, it's not enough still for Scrappy to get the overtake done or for BS+ competition to lose that lead. Scrappy will not get a chance to snipe at the line here. Probably, yeah. Floating through the air slowly is not something I thought I'd see pay off, and I'll be honest, I don't think it has here either.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not the best time to try out new lines, in a live match against BS+ competition. But hey, to each their own. Scrappy down by 12 seconds here. The pressure on Dexter this time around. Glass just out ahead. Oh, Dexter takes a very inside line. A lot of people lose a gear when you're at that section there in the ice. Not the greatest exit either. Glass stays out ahead by quite a long way. Half a second now is that gap. But Snow is down by 1.5 seconds here. If things stay the way they are, BS+ competition move 2 points ahead of Sprout. Make it that 8-7 score. Oh no! Oh, 8-6 scoreline. Sorry, Dexter. Oh, that's not a nice entry into the water. Overtaken. 9-5, Twiggy. I mean, I don't feel I'm unbiased, but hey, I'm sure a lot of people in chat will feel a very certain way about 9-5.
That's going to be Snow cleanly around the outside. It will be 9-5. That's an incredible time from Glass, by the way. A 113.4 is less than half a tenth away from the current Challenger League record.
Yeah, we are really, really getting close on that one. Currently held by Miquatro, 113.357. Real close. Sprout now really need to get something done. Obviously backs up against the wall now. They need at least one ace here.
It's true. It is the Dolly Parton scoreline right now. Working 9 to 5 right now. And
what a way to make a living.
Are going to try and turn this one into a living and breathe some life into this series. They sit one map down, but tightening things up, closing things up here with the 1-to-1 leaves them still in a very good position. Again, they were the better of these two teams in week one, and Dexter has once again found a wall, crashed into it, and made things very difficult for Sprout in this round.
Well, I mean, an ace looking even more unlikely here. Scrappy goes real inside there on the ice turn, trying to make up some time to Snow and Glass here. Does about make up that, but I mean, both players are going to have to get ahead. Dexter isn't down by an insurmountable time. 1 second is definitely, something you can make up here, but not without a couple of errors from BS+ competition, I wouldn't say, and that makes things even more difficult. Scrappy clips a wheel over the corner here, and now Snow and Glass really have the free run of it. They can just take it as slow as they want, but Snow doesn't even turn there. About to go off. Glass, please get your way through this one. Don't make it. Oh, okay, yeah, it's all good. Never mind. Oh, we're fine. Clean. Okay, just about
totally okay.
Whew. Okay.
Yeah, 113.7. It's also a very quick time. 4/10 away from the Challenger League record, and Snow will still get to come home in last place, but with the win nonetheless. And I don't know, that feels pretty good. He still overtakes Dexter at the respawn as well. So 11-6, the final scoreline for BS+ competition here on map 2. And again, I said it in map 1, Twiggy. As long as they win this second map, Control, they've now lost it 3 times, but it was the only map that they lost in their 4-1 win over Works GP NuaLaoch. It's a map that I'm kind of starting to expect them to get challenged on by teams that are very well prepped on it. And then on the rest of these maps, hopefully, they should be feeling comfortable. They should be able to make a fairly strong match out of this and potentially even now take a lead on Vortex.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vortex is looking like Sprout's new reps here. Obviously, they played it twice. They have won it twice. I think it was 11-2, and the other one was I think it was less than that, a 10-7. So important that they keep this one up. Obviously, having a map that you are undefeated on over the course of a whole season is a really good thing to have, because not only is it just, obviously, you feel comfortable on it, but everyone else is going to feel uncomfortable when they come up against you on it.
Yeah, it leaves you, I guess, free to ban Frosty. Your opponents can ban this map or whatever.
Yes.
That's going to be Snow dropping off on the first pipe, and will be up to Glass to scrape as many points as possible back for the team, denying ace to Sprout.
Dexter likes to take the outside line here on the dirt, as well as the bug slides further on into the map. He takes so much more speed through there. Scrappy will take that little bug slide to try and get more speed out through there as well. You can see Sprout just have the lines down here. Obviously, when you look at this map, everybody looks at the pipes with all of the, ooh, funky little, ooh, very fun. Ooh, Glass, that's unfortunate. It looks like it may just be a Sprout round here, although Scrappy has jumped over the pipe a few times this time. Not happening. But yeah, I mean, everybody looks at the pipes and goes, oh, goofy map, very silly, funny. But there are a lot of parts that you can really gain a lot of time on that are just like any other map.
Absolutely, and yeah, we'll see as Dexter continues to go for that aggressive line. This time around on this round, it didn't necessarily gain a huge amount of time. Scrappy was still right there with them and ultimately had a little bit more speed, but that is the line that got Dexter the current Challenger League record. It has allowed him to put together some absolutely incredible rounds on this map, and yeah.
No,
Current
got beaten.
Current, no.
We saw it today.
We did see it. Look, my brain is just really small.
Well, yeah, Dexter may try to get that one back. Obviously, it was broken by Zera. It's now a 105.504.
Correct.
It was only beaten by half a tenth. But
I'm just predicting the future, which is that Dexter is going to take that time back.
Okay,
again.
I like that. I like that. Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to say maybe not this round, but Dexter somehow makes his way through. In fact, may have had more contact with his wheels than even if he took the normal line there.
Yeah, possibly. And there he goes, up around the outside, racing back and up onto the outside. Does take slightly more airtime than the opponents, and minimizing that airtime on that line is kind of the make or break for Dexter a little bit as well on how much speed he does eventually carry out. And it's not enough this time around to catch up to Glass, who still leads by a 10 from both Dexter and Scrappy, who looked good right up until the end of that last round, and looked good at the end of that last round as well. They used to look good, they still did, and they still do.
Yeah, who would have guessed? Either way, Glass now first position, has that 10th and a half about over Dexter. Can he get it cleanly through now? The pressure is on. You got both Sprout players hounding you down here, but Glass gets it done, and I don't think there's enough speed from Sprout players to get that overtake. So Glass, the savior of the team here, and wow, I mean, a 105.8 staying ahead of those two players is impressive.
It's quick. Glass having an absolutely great round. Unfortunately, they're still trailing by that 3 points. Dexter nearly had an incident on the identity, walked his way down that pipe, and did eventually manage to make it cleanly through without falling off. And that does mean that allowed Sprout to stay in. It allows Sprout to hold on to that 3-point lead and potentially extend it here as well, as Snow will catch 2 wheels off the side of the quarter pipe jump, and it's once again up to Glass to try and hold off 2 members of Sprout.
Sorry, the voices in my head make me go wee when Dexter goes past at that point. Scrappy gets a really nice line there out of the reactors, actually, and takes a little more speed, but Glass gets it really nicely as well. Can he stay between Scrappy and Dexter here so far? Really the only hope for BS+ competition on this map, it seems. Snow having a very difficult time keeping up. Scrappy goes a little too far over the pipe there, but stays on. And Dexter and Scrappy now looking for that ace. It's not going to happen as Dexter loses a lot of speed, failing the speed check. Snow might even overtake now.
Yeah, and Glass will just try and fend off Scrappy.
Oh,
it's the tight 1v1 down to the end. I think Scrappy might have a slightly better exit from this one here. Goes very high on the wall, and is going to try and cast Glass towards the line. Will not quite manage to do so. 13 thousandths of a second, and that is, again, one of those rounds where if that finish block is, 2 blocks further on, that is Scrappy's.
Oh, it's very rare that we see a round come down to the grass turn at the end of the map there. Getting a better, obviously, like a more smooth line. You obviously want to stay away from drifting as much as possible on that one and just carry your speed through the banked turn there. But it's very rare that we see a round come down to that. Either way, BS+ competition, stay on that draw, but it's really... Thank you. You filled in for me. Stay on that draw, but it's not enough. I still need to get more out of that one. Oh, my lord, Dexter has gone flying.
Dexter has been launched that time around. I think he was carrying more speed than he had in any of the previous rounds. Minimized that airtime that we were talking about earlier. And unfortunately for Dexter, as surprised as anyone else that he'd managed to do so. Launched off the map. Scrappy still out to a strong lead. Is going to try and keep the damage to a minimum and turn this one into a draw.
Yeah, after Dexter had a nice picnic there in the little park by the lake in the middle of Vortex, it is Scrappy's job to get this one done. But as we've seen so far, usually if Dexter makes a horrible mistake, Scrappy is there for his teammate with a 105.567, no less. Glass and Snow can't quite keep up, and once again the draw.
Oh, that's quick from Scrappy. It's very, very quick from Scrappy. Dexter nearly caught Snow as well with the mistake at the end. 4/10 separates them and the round win for Sprout. They still sit 3 points up. Only an ace separates them from BS+ Competition, who have been the more consistent team over the last couple of rounds. They have looked like if there is 2 mistakes from Sprout, they're going to pick up that ace. But 2 mistakes from Sprout at the end of last season was a very, very rare thing indeed. And again, they do look to be recovering some of that form compared to their week 1.
Yeah, well, Glass again starts up in first position. Dexter with a little bit more of an awkward start. Only gets that one overtake done. Man, Scrappy and Dexter's lines on there are absolutely wild to see. And Dexter overtakes up into second place. But Glass does stay up in first just about for a second, although he's fallen back. Snow once again having trouble with this map. And as long as Snow stays in 4th position, Sprout are going to be getting 3 points and not going to be getting caught up with whatsoever. Dexter now in first place. Scrappy. Oh, Glass there. He's clipped the wheel on the speed check, and now it might just be that 9-3 scoreline. They've looked clean on the pipe so far. I mean, this is where it really matters, obviously. When they've got this position, Scrappy is a little bit awkward through the end of it, but not enough for Glass to catch up. Dexter gets a 105.8, a solid time, and Sprout move to the 9-3 scoreline.
Very, very solid so far on Vortex from Sprout. Looking great. They've been setting very strong times. And again, the consistency is significantly improved over week 1 from both players. It wasn't as good on our last map on braking. They were not looking as comfortable. But hey, if you've got limited practice time, maybe you focus on the maps that you're going to pick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the way it is usually for the start of the season. A lot of the teams are really going to focus hard on what they, what they know they're going to play, which is their map picks. Obviously, practicing maps that you don't know if you're ever going to play, probably not as important as practicing your own. But Dexter does not get a nice bug slide off of that one. Doesn't, I think, get anything at all out of it. Scrappy does get the line right, but Dexter down into 3rd place now.
Oh. Dexter actively, well, back up into second place, but back up into first place.
Hello?
So we'll ignore the fact that it was his teammate that he had to overtake that time around to get the lead, as Scrappy is a long way down. Glass is, I'm gonna tell you, he is making the speed check.
Wow.
Well, there you go. Proves me a liar by going for the safest line. Still lost a lot of time, but did make it through.
Snow on his first really convincing round here, trying to catch up to Dexter. Much lower line there on the grass. It's not going to take as much exit speed. Dexter really pushing now for that record here, trying to get it back. Now within 2/10 of getting that one done. It is the round win from Sprout though, and unfortunately Dexter will not have an opportunity to try and get that record back. Sprout win 11-4 on their map pick.
Yep. Impressive. Honestly, the only word for it there. They look great on Vortex, setting very, very strong times. Those are the kind of times relative to the field that we expect from this Sprout team. Getting consistently close to Challenger League records. Occasionally beating them is kind of, something I'd hope for as well. But repeatedly getting close to them at the very least and using that pace to beat down opponents is what we like to see from this team when they're performing well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we move on to pool. As we've mentioned earlier on today, again, this is really one of those more competitive maps where every team is really pushing for really good times here. And currently, if I remember correctly, it is Glassed with the Challenger League record, a 105.365 blistering pace there, well within 2/10 of the live world record from Gwen. Although Dexter has always had a little bit of trouble with the start of this map. It's usually Scrappy on starts, not Dexter on starts, but here we are.
It's spreading. Oh,
yeah,
God,
oh
maybe
no.
we should
Oh, no.
we don't need to scrap
The brain mold.
playing against other teams as much this season. If it spreads to the entire Challenger League, we're doomed.
No, just nobody is ever going to be able to get past the first 5 seconds of the map. That would be very unfortunate. Oh, Scrappy somehow stays in that turn, although loses a lot of speed due to not drying the wheels in time. Glass and Snow move into first and second, and I mean Glass is just an immense force on this map. You can already see a full half a second ahead of his teammate, and Snow really hasn't made any mistakes.
No, has just kind of been driving along, driving his own race so far, and it's put him neck and neck with Scrappy into this identity. Scrappy went for the safe line a lot in week 1, but when needed, fully capable of going for those risky lines to try and get an overtake done. Stays quite safe on this final turn, and as a result will lose out to Glass and Snow, who pick up an ace to start things off on pool.
Yep, and again, it's really, you know, BS+ Competition with their own map picks look really good. As per usual, I mean, Glass is unreal on this map. By far, I think the best player in the Challenger League here on pool. The most consistent, the fastest so far. I mean, generally in first rounds, we'll see players getting a 106, like, you know, a low 106, something like that here in the Challenger League. But, you know, first round on pool here, after being midway through a series, immediately setting a 0.8. Really good start in BS+ Competition, looking to just get a free win here on this map.
That's the hope for them. Managed to once again tie this series back up and maybe hope that Sprout's comfort with maps falls further off as we head deeper into the series. Maps that are maybe slightly less played in the Challenger League. This time around, Dexter leads from Glass and Snow only by 1/10 of a second and is going to be trying to hold them off towards this. Goes a little bit more outside on the dirt as Snow inside. Less exit speed, but a shorter distance driven means the two will be very close into this identity.
Well, this time around, Glass is a little lower down, so it really is a battle between Dexter and Snow. Dexter with a more inside line, almost clips a wheel there on that final one, but it's going to come down to the final turn. Dexter has more exit speed. Will it come down to this one? Snow goes more inside, gets a little bit of airtime, and it's down to absolutely nothing at all. A 105.439 from both players, but Snow was behind on the final checkpoint.
They have both been robbed of a round win in almost any other round on pool. That is incredibly quick from both players.
Name diff chatting, name diff chatting, name diff chatting.
I
like how it always is as well. It always is.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Like,
even though that is not how it works, even though it goes back to the final checkpoint, they'd still win on name diff.
Yeah, well, there you go. I guess it doesn't really matter. Hey, we should go back to name diff. It doesn't seem to matter.
It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
You're so right.
As per usual,
honestly, the main team that hurts is alternate attacks with Scandia and Wosile.
Yeah, that really is painful.
Although at the same time, very difficult to draw rounds with alternate attacks.
Yeah, I mean, this is pool is always like this as well. Obviously, you know, we're going to hark back to the historic round of 1,000th being the difference between 3 players. But this time around, again, a draw between the top 2, and Dexter just ahead slightly on that final checkpoint there. This time, Snow and Dexter looking to replicate things. Right again, neck and neck. Dexter gets more exit speed this time around, and I don't think Snow is catching up this time. It is more convincing. A 105.4 once again for Dexter. Scrappy comes home in third. Glass makes a mistake on the identity, falls back. And, I mean, well, BS+ Competition kind of meeting their match here on pool.
Yeah, Dexter will just prove my point that he was robbed of his round win last time around by driving within 100th of it again and saying, look, this should be good enough to win a round on pool. And you know what? So true, bestie. It was absolutely good enough to win almost any round on pool.
I can almost see, like, the finger snap and the, like, you know, the little on that. It's so true, bestie. Get that win, queen, honestly. But either way, Scrappy clips a wheel there, and his nose goes well up into the air. Dexter is now the driving force of the round. Oh my god, everybody is crashing. What is going on? Snow and Glass in first and second place now. Scrappy and Dexter down by 1 and 2 seconds respectively.
And Blast and Snow, let's see how good they have to be to win this round from this point on. They do not need to risk all that much, and you would expect the call to come through in comms between the two players. But yeah, we can drive this one a little bit safer. They still take an outside line on that first turn, not taking the full safe line that was more popular in week 1 in rounds that the lead was this big in. It still seems to have worked out for them. No big mistakes come through. They will cross within a tenth of each other. It's still a 105.7 from both players as well. BS+ competition are a force to be reckoned with on pool.
The butterfly effect shows that when you use the word bestie on a live broadcast, now the emote slay has been added to to the chat. So I like that we're getting that now. That's great. Either way, Sprout down by 5 points now, and BS+ competition within a round win of taking the map back, making it 2-2 in the series.
Yeah, BS+ competition bringing us 2-2. I've theorized at the top of this map, but maybe as we get more into the maps that, you know, Sprout did not expect to see, things could start to go worse for them, and I guess we could well be seeing if that's true. Snow will clip a wheel by trying to start that turn a little bit too outside and turn in late, and it does mean that he has now dropped a long way down. That was Scrappy, I believe, touching a wall, or at least having to release, has again dropped a little ways down. That's definitely a release, and it's still going to be a clip, not able to save the turn and the chicane on the way through. Glast versus Dexter, two of the fastest players in Challenger League on this map, drag racing to the end.
Yeah, Glast down by a significant amount, 1.6 tenths here. Dexter with a slightly worse line, and I think slips out on the exit of that line. Glass now out ahead, and even Snow overtakes. Dexter takes a less risky line, and it's looking like an ace to close things out for BS+ competition. A very solid performance, despite some really good times for Dexter there. It just wasn't enough. Sprout only get 3 points on pool.
BS+ competition at the end of week 1 were one of the fastest and most consistent teams, just looking at the stats that we had in the Challenger League, and I'm now thinking quite a lot of that may just come down to the fact that they played pool in both of their matches.
Yeah, I think probably that way. Well, moving on to off-road here, another map that has had some really dramatic finishes. Let's see now if either team can pull out. Well, one team will pull out ahead. That is how that works. Obviously, one team has to win the map, but who is going to get that one done? Because obviously, winning map 5 is such a massive help in towards your chances of getting everything done. So much more than any other, I think.
And this was Sprout's pick. So we've seen so far today, 10 out of 10 map wins for the team that picked them. Will that continue for Sprout here? They'll certainly be hoping so against BS+ competition, but BS+ competition, I'm gonna say it, I don't think they're gonna make it easy for them.
Well, currently the Challenger League record is held by Dexter here on this one, a 59.548. Really solid time. I mean, we don't really see anybody come within, 2 or 3 tenths of that generally in any given round here on off-road. So important now that they get that one done once again. But we have seen a lot of slide outs on the ice specifically from Sprout. Can they keep it clean this time? Because again, it is consistency that has been killer for this team. Who will get this one cleanly? Everybody so far has got that one done, but Snow and Glass are the ones that take more exit speed.
Yeah, Glass looked like he lost it on that ice turn a little bit, got very close to sliding out, but it set him up to carry down that hill a little bit longer and carry more speed all the way through. Holding onto it through the trees here is the real trick on this map, though, and Dexter's done a better job of that. Will manage to beat out Glass Day 59.5. That is a Challenger League record. Dexter holds it no longer, and that is a slap in the face from Snow immediately towards his opponent.
Dexter now has no Challenger League records. They have both been ripped from his grasp by Zera and Snow respectively. That is unlucky.
Doing it to him on the first round of the map where he has it is...
it seems to have affected him as well.
Yeah, it's just there's a little extra sting to it there, and well, that tree's going to sting as well for Glass. Definitely going to hurt in the morning, as he has also been fully taken out of this. Not quite as badly as almost exactly as badly as Dexter, in fact.
Try again.
Yep.
Scrappy now in first, but that was really mean. Sorry.
That was really mean.
Scrappy now in first place. Snow on the chase now. A little bit of an awkward turn there through the checkpoint, and Scrappy, it looks like, will be able to cover for his teammate's mistake, but it may be a battle between Glass and Dexter to take away third position from one another and try and maximize points for each team.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to call Twitch chat to defend you anymore in situations where you're being bullied, Twiggy. They're all mine now. They're all on my side. It's over for you, honestly. Blast is going to hold off Dexter, ultimately. His mistake, not quite as punishing. It's a draw.
It is a draw. Yes, you said that so matter-of-factly. That's so nice. It's a draw. Either way, no room for debate. Flat off-roaders, go away. Either way, Sprout now down by 1 point still. Oh, well, now. But need to get that one back, obviously. This is a really important map for them. This is their map pick. They need to get this one done. Otherwise, BS+COMPETITION have a really, really easy way to get through on this.
I would genuinely be nervous. I agree for Sprout, and mistakes like that they really can't afford at this point as well. There's just been, once again, that lack of kind of experience maybe with these maps. Touches on inside walls on turns that otherwise shouldn't be challenging the players all that much. Look, that checkpoint, it's an awkward jump, it's an awkward landing, and misjudging it a little bit early on is going to cost you a lot, and so is that turn. That's going to be Snow bouncing off multiple walls and trees on his way through, and Scrappy with an uncontested lead. That's nice.
Yeah, that's probably... Oh, my lord, Glass is having some trouble. Missed the checkpoint. Oh, missed the checkpoint again, I think, went under it there. Scrappy gets first place pretty easily. Snow will come through to a second, but Dexter has overtaken Glass now and will be able to get some points back for the team. That is one of the off-road rounds. Sprout get things back to 4-4.
All tied up, and just think we could have had 4 draws in a row at this point, but instead we've had to watch people win rounds. Ew.
Ew. Honestly.
I miss our last match. Honestly, bring back the 6 draws in a row on Control.
Why are we watching people win? This is boring. I want more Trackmania content. We only get 2 games today. That's not enough. I want to I don't want to eat dinner. I want to just watch I want to be in Trackmania jail.
It's not jail if you enjoy it, Twiggy.
I mean,
Dexter is leading this round so far, and that's where we stop that conversation. Glass is very close behind. Snow is going to be very close as well. Glass once again so high on that ice turn, and once again carries a lot more speed than Dexter and Scrappy out as a result. And this turn will separate the cars a little bit. Potentially it has in previous rounds. This time around, everyone through on very similar pace.
Yeah, it's going to be real tight at the end here. Scrappy trying to overtake at least one of the BS+COMPETITION members, and it could just all be down to this final turn. Glass stays ahead just about 7,000 between the two as they cross the line, but more importantly, that means it's an ace for BS+COMPETITION.
And they will explode this lead once again. Welcome to the Glass Zone. Twiggy is 7-4 now. BS+COMPETITION in prime position to turn this one around on Sprout to give themselves 2 match points on our next 2 tracks.
Yeah, Dexter lost his world record, can get it back here obviously, but feeling the pressure now against BS+COMPETITION. And now things really boil down to you need to win this map. You're going on to BS+COMPETITION's map pick, and oh, Dexter has had to fully respawn there. That's an unfortunate circumstance. I'm not sure what happened at the back, but it does mean now that Scrappy, if he loses this position, either way, it's going to be real awkward for the team. If he loses to both Glass and Snow, it's already over. Snow, luckily, has had to respawn as well. Goes further back onto the ice. Glass not looking like he's going to be overtaking Scrappy anytime soon, barring any mistakes. But a draw still just keeps Sprout well at bay.
Yeah, draw as good as a win in many ways for BS+COMPETITION at the moment. I mean, obviously not as good as a win, but it's good enough. And that's the main thing. And a 59.7. This has been a very, very quick match so far. And I think that speaks to how good BS+COMPETITION are looking compared to last season. If Sprout were doing this, just driving exactly as they are in this match against the BS+COMPETITION that we saw in the regular season in Stage 1, Sprout are winning this map. They've probably already won this map 4-1, or they're about to win it 4-1 here on this map. Instead, BS+COMPETITION have gone fully blow for blow for them and are absolutely matching them on pace.
Yeah, well, now all it takes is this round win to get things done, and with a very nice start for both players, pulling out a 10th ahead of the Sprout players. players, it could just be all over here for this map. It could be BS Plus competition on series points. Scrappy trying to split that difference, but he needs to do even more than that with Dexter down by 2 temps already. Needs to come in first place here. Snow and Glass trailing now just by a little bit, but Snow gets a better exit. Glass gets a better exit in towards the ice. It's real fast through it for both of those players. Scrappy stays close. Dexter not far behind, but it's going to need to be clean all the way to the end.
I'll have to hold on for now. Scrappy and Dexter, not just hold on, hope for mistakes. Hope that the call of those fairies is too much. It is, and it's for Scrappy. He's all the way out. That should be it, unless there's 2 crashes, and there will not be. Glass and Snow across the line with, again, 59.7s, looking incredible. And he's just sitting here, you know, getting some advice for map 6 and a way back into this competition. We'll see what magic the Tree Fairies deliver to Scrappy.
I mean, Scrappy looks very happy in his headshot there, but I don't think that's going to be the look plastered on his face at the moment. This is not a comfortable position to be in. And you know what? Over the course of this, I've really wanted to make, like, you know, this is the only matchup I think I can make a Snow halation joke, but I genuinely don't know how, because it's the IAR team and then Snow on the other team, but I don't know how to. You know, like I just wanted to, like,
that's an anime I have never heard of.
It's a song from okay, yeah,
sure,
it's a meme song. It's
okay. No, that's good. I'm glad you have your interests outside this, Twiggy.
Why did you say that in such a that's hey, I don't know about that one. I don't know about the judgment that I just received there.
Yeah. Look, I'm not judging you or your interests. I'm very glad you have them. I think look, we're going to leave it there because we're about to get into Airwalk for map 6 of this match. Never mind, we have a tactical timeout. There is a pause coming through, or a tech issue. It's a tech issue. Something is happening, and either way, we should hopefully be getting back into this match sooner rather than later. So I guess, Twiggy, maybe talk more about anime songs.
No.
That's fair enough. I've been very cruel about them so far.
I'm not doing that. I actually haven't watched that anime, the one that the song is from. I think it's actually like more to do with a rhythm game. I don't know. Like, genuinely, I don't know.
I like rhythm games. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a big
not good at them. Yeah, we know you're.
I mean, to be fair,
top 10 in the world
technically, Trackmania is a rhythm game because it's
we've been through this before. It's true. It is a series of determined inputs and. Yeah, that's all a rhythm game is as well. If you get the correct inputs, you're gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know what?
Is there any rhythm game with like analog input in the sense that, like, you know, having a controller has meaningful precision inputs?
I genuinely do not know. But either way, I mean, look, hey, I think best way you can win Challenger League here. Create your own song that gives you the inputs, kind of like the timings for inputs for every track, and then you can start playing it.
I'm going to tell you that there are tracks that are out there that are just, you know, PF tracks that are already, you know, set to songs.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. You just need to do it backwards. You know, you don't set the track to a song, set a song to a track.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of a, you know, it's a collaborative process, I think, where when you're doing that, you very much build the track knowing what the song is. I don't know if there's any tracks that are designed that they are, like, they're not PF, but still set to a song, you know?
Well, we could find one, probably. I don't know. Somebody will make one at some point,
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, maybe that should be next season of TMCL, is every song is just set to a track.
That's a cool idea.
Playing in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's great. We're throwing out free content ideas here, honestly. Sounds wonderful to me. We are, I believe, waiting for Glass to get back into lobby. I believe it was a tech issue, and hopefully that gets resolved. In fact, yes, Glass has managed to get back into the lobby, and so we should be back underway, hopefully, quite soon with this one. And yeah, look, there is the lobby. No, that's not the lobby. That's the video, Twiggy.
That is the words. That is words. Airwalk, indeed. And an important map, obviously. Once again, Sprout now fighting not to lose this series. It's one of the maps, again, where every team seems well prepared going into it, so it's all going to come down to small mistakes.
Well, every team has mostly looked prepared coming into it, but it did drop to 6th map between these two teams in particular during our pick ban phase, and that is lower than it has been in a while for many other matches. This is late on in the series, so the question is now, how prepared are these two teams in particular for it? The rest of the Challenger League, they do well on Airwalk. How well do Sprout and BS Plus Competition do?
Well, hopefully Sprout, a fire is lit under them. Going into this one, Glass plays it real risky there on that turn, and I think Snow has clipped a checkpoint, so this is Sprout's opportunity now to start things off well. Get ahead of Glass, you can get that ace.
That'd be lovely. That would be a strong start, but it's going to be made more difficult if Dexter drops back behind. He is still in front of Snow, but he is moving quite slowly, and you can see that gap massively eaten into by Snow. This battle at the front ongoing, though. Scrappy going to have to try and take last in the identity.
Yeah, really important now, just to force a little more than a draw, and well, never mind. Dexter and Scrappy will both say thank you very much and get that quick overtake onto Glass there. Oh my lord, Dexter came very close to the pole, but it's all going to come down to the identity now. As long as both players do it cleanly, it should be all good. No need for extra speed. Scrappy gets it good, Dexter gets it good. It's all good from both of them. Where did Scrappy go?
He's respawned, and Glass comes second, so that's not ideal. We have seen Scrappy have to go for a few respawns before on this identity, and he will do.
Oh
no!
No!
Lord above. Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! Look, Twiggy, there's something we can break down there, because Scrappy not finishing
Scrappy's
that round. Yeah. Ooh. Dexter.
He gets an unintentional wicked point for that.
We'll
have to see where he ends.
Wild.
We'll have to see where he ends.
That was, by the way, I mean, that was quick. That was really quick.
New meta? Oh, Scrappy's hung a wheel.
Oh dear. I want to talk about the identity very quickly here, because Dexter and Scrappy are both going for a bounce that is essentially as flat as it can possibly be and lands you very far to the left. We have seen a lot of cars going much further to the right on that finish, taking slightly higher jump. It's safer, it's still very quick, but Dexter and Scrappy are going for fastest line possible on that identity, and it resulted in Scrappy not finishing that last round. It's definitely more risky for them. Yeah,
well, either way, now Dexter in first place, can force a draw out of this round as well. Scrappy is far enough behind that there's really no chance, barring mistakes from BS Plus Competition, that he's going to catch up, although Snow has really made a lot of time up on Dexter here, moving within 2/10 in towards the identity. Dexter has to get it cleanly here, but BS Plus Competition have looked a little quicker on the identity. Can they get the overtake done? No, not at all. Dexter with a really good time, a 108.729 is solid. It does force the draw.
Yep, and well, making me a little bit of a liar there, Dexter ends up much further to the right, not going as far to the left and as flat as his first one, but it is still good enough for a win and a second draw in a row. No way is Dexter going for this a second time in a row. He's definitely jumping very far to the right of that bumper, and I think he's flirting with danger maybe a little bit too much for my liking.
Yeah, I gave him 1 point towards the wicked standings on that one, because despite the fact it was probably not intentional, it was very wicked.
So far to the right the second time there as well.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he is genuinely trying to do it because he thinks it's kind of low risk, low reward. You're either going to be cleanly through, but it feels like it's high risk if that is what he's doing. If he's staying deliberately far right on that bumper.
Yeah, well, Dexter now on 3 points today on the wicked standings already. Very impressive. And Sprout pulling way out ahead. To be fair, I think when I made this, I thought, yeah, Sprout probably going to win that. I don't know why. You know, it just kind of, you know.
They do either win rounds or crash in entertaining ways. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I think that was a fair assumption.
Well, Dexter and Scrappy 1-2 position now, looking to gain those 3 points for this one. And it looks real good from both of them. Snow is far enough back that it doesn't matter. It's great from both of them. A 108.9 is perfect. It gets them to that 5-point scoreline.
Yeah, and that was Scrappy again, showing off that flat jump to the left, and unless you get it perfectly, it's not all that much quicker than just going a little bit safer, ending up more to the right on that one.
Chat, I stuttered,
and we will not
please,
see Dexter on that
please.
one. Dexter is cleanly through, and chat, pay attention to the racing and not what the words. Not the words, chat.
Oh man. Very funny, very funny. By the way, Scrappy now with an interesting line, falls a little further back with his teammate, and may just be giving back those 3 points towards BS Plus competition if they're not careful. Dexter quite slow out of that turn as well.
Blast and Snow have the lead this time around, then they'd love an ace to get back into this one. Hey, it may be obvious, but it's also true with BS Plus competition on match point at the moment. Dexter making that mistake will give them a little bit more breathing room as well to, at the very least, try and make their way back in. But don't forget, Scrappy has looked like he's been threatening a very, very quick identity with that line, jumping low on the last jump. So where does everyone end up as Scrappy leads into this identity? It's going to be Scrappy neck and neck with Snow. Glass just behind. Scrappy will land first. Scrappy launched along and is going to just about make it through the finish line first. 16 thousandths on a draw.
Real good round there from everyone involved, but Sprout still 3 points ahead now. They really need this map. Not obviously they need it, because otherwise they will lose the series right here, right now. But getting back that map win from BS Plus competition, it gives them that momentum, if you believe in that kind of thing, moving into the final map. It gives them the better confidence going forward. So it would be very important for them to get this one done right here. And the bigger the point difference, the better it is for them. Dexter out ahead to begin things. Snow with a small mistake. Dexter hangs a wheel there. You saw it coming.
Yeah, he was very, very far right on that jump, and we've seen players get very, very close to that edge. We rarely see them actually end up making the mistake Dexter did there and jump so far that they do drip a wheel into it. But it happens, and it's once again going to be Scrappy looking to turn this one back into a draw.
Although that's a very awkward turn. Glass and Snow both overtaken. Maybe it's going to be 6-6 instead here. It's looking real good for them. They're in a great position to get this one done, and they haven't really made any mistakes on the identity that have forced them to respawn so far. It's just been looking a little slower than the Sprout players, that's all, and it's clean from both of them. They get it done. Snow just about getting it done. A 109.3, not even remotely groundbreaking, but it's good enough to get that ace.
Yep, back tied to 6-6. BS Plus competition are looking great, honestly. What a start to the season from them it has been so far, and a win over Sprout would only further cement that and send Sprout into the negative win records. 1 and 2 to start things off is not where they'd want to have been, and that is going to be Scrappy a long way down after that first bumper. It is a little bit of a bumper moment. He's been bumped.
He has been bumped. Well, Sprout now going to find it a little more difficult to keep BS Plus competition at bay on this round. It's going to be all up to Dexter, who unfortunately has been making a lot of mistakes. I mean, yeah, Dexter is really going for risky lines here, trying to get as much time out of every corner as possible, and so far it is working. He is out by a 10th from Snow, but needs to keep that time. Again, a really inside line there on the dirt with the reactor booster, and just staying out ahead of Snow this time around. Gains just a tiny bit more time, but again, it's all going to come down to that identity, and so far BS Plus competition have looked more consistent than Sprout there.
Yeah, and Dexter will need to keep himself clean through this identity now as well. Keeping the draw in this round would be absolutely massive. You don't want to give up more points right now. Glass and Snow are chasing, but Dexter is clean enough to make it through. He's 2/10 clear still, just about, even if he does ricochet his way into that finish line.
Well, hey, the concussion was worth it. Let's put it that way. Dexter manages to force out that draw. And now it's really down to the wire. 7-7 the scoreline. Anybody can win.
Anybody can win right now, but only BS Plus competition can win the match as a result of that. Now, with that said, Snow is a full second behind the other 3 cars, so maybe BS Plus competition won't be winning the match right here. In fact, maybe we'll go to track 7. How do you feel about that, Twiggy?
I feel very good about that. I love a bit of close competition. 2 7-mappers in a day is absolutely insane here, and Sprout look like they may just be able to get that one done without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, with mistakes from both Snow and Glass. Glass, definitely the more punishing of the two. He sits 10 seconds down. Sprout can afford to keep this one quite safe towards the finish line. Airwalk, not the easiest identity to safe. You do still need to just land on the bumpers, and that's true whether you're safing or risking. But you can at least not go for any kind of particularly low lines. You can afford to take a relatively, relaxed entry into it. Make sure you line it up properly without sending it too hard start, and it should be both of these players making it out cleanly to the line. Dead center of both bumpers. Dexter and Scrappy will win the round. They'll do with an ace, and they will bring us to map 7 for the second time tonight.
Today has been a doozy. Let's call it that. This is absolutely wild. 2 7-mappers in a day. Back and forth on both series as well. And it's really just going to come down to this one. Huh?
That was stage 1.
Oh,
back and forth. You gotta stop accidentally setting me up, because my goblin brain will not let me continue until I have acknowledged that was one of the maps on map 1. Hey, we're going to grip. Twiggy's finally gone, and that means it's solo cast time, baby. I finally managed to drive him away. Oh no, never mind. He sat back down in his chair, and so we will have 2 casters. We'll have 4 players, and we will have a tied series with everything on the line heading into grip.
You know what the fun part about this is?
What?
Neither team has played grip.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy. This to me was one of the maps when...
never mind. I'm idiot. No, BS+ competition did play it once. They lost it though.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Again, I'm a little bit surprised at how little we have kind of seen grip, because, you know, again, when the map pack was revealed, I looked at it and said, you know, this seems like the kind of map like Slowdown that players are going to be very happy on, because the identity, you can safe it if you really need to. You don't have to go too aggressive. Glast will drop behind, so will Scrappy. But we haven't really seen it that much. Just the rest of the map, not quite to players' liking. Enough speed checks. This turn in particular, I think the necessity of it now has probably scared some teams off picking it earlier on. And yeah, we've not seen it as much as maybe I was expecting at the very least.
Yeah, this is definitely a round 1 to start things off. Large gaps between every player so far. Dexter looked well practiced there on the well, I won't call it a new line anymore, but the faster line.
Inside pole.
The inside pole, exactly. Well, I mean, he's moved up into first place off of a mistake from Snow, and maybe we start things off with a draw. It would be a nice way to get things going, obviously, after what a silly round we had there. A 103 is the time for first. Snow will be trailing in third. Oh, does he even get to the finish line? I think it's fine. Yeah, all good. All good, no problem. 9.7 seconds behind. And Scrappy, hey, 12.8.
Still definitely some problems with 2 players finishing over 9 seconds behind the lead on that one, but not unfixable problems. Both of these teams. It's round 1. They're only warming up. Hands are shaky. You know, they'll wipe the sweat off on their trousers now, and they'll be fine for round 2.
Yeah, it should be absolutely. I reckon we're getting a new world record here after looking at that. Definitely.
Well, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Either way. Oh, Glass has clipped a wheel at the start, and Scrappy and Dexter move up into first and second position. Sprout looking like they could get a round win out of this one if they don't make any mistakes later on. Let's see who takes that riskier line. It looks like everybody's going for it. Oh, but only 2 players get on through.
And Scrappy did not do so cleanly, but if you're going to fail, you want to fail by hitting the pole and not fully falling off the inside, as we see from BS+ competition that time around. All of a sudden, Sprout on a decisive map 7, a map 7 that really will set the tone for the rest of their season, will have a 4-1 lead.
Oh man, it's looking like it's pretty much secured for them. 4.5 seconds, the gap between Dexter and Glass, which makes it about 3 seconds between second and third place. Not a fast time whatsoever, but Dexter and Scrappy get it done again. You don't need to risk that identity. Wow, that Snow is in the first half of the map.
He
really likes pool. That's the thing. He just really likes pool.
Yeah.
So he found a pool.
Yeah, he's gone back into the water. He's much happier there. Remember when BS+ competition they won pool earlier? Wasn't it? That was a good time, right, guys? Can we go back to pool?
Living in the past there. Either way.
Oh dear.
Sprout now 3 points out ahead, and BS+ competition are going to be kicking themselves that they did not get that win on Airwalk.
Yeah, they could have closed this series out, and instead they're going to have to fight for their win, and it's going to be very, very difficult indeed.
Wait, what?
With both Scrappy and Glass back here. I thought only one of them was. No, they both are. Dexter will clip as well. Snow is uncontested in the distance. And Dexter will accelerate forward. Scrappy makes it around the blasting turn. Glass is somewhere on this map for sure, I think. Snow is in the lead. Dexter is behind. Glass is right behind Scrappy.
Snow isn't even visible anymore.
He's driven
gone
off into the distance.
Oh man, well, oh my lord, what is this? My eyes!
Grip.
My eyes!
Welcome to the Challenger League. Snow will surely finish any second now. Surely he's not had any issues off in the distance. Yes, there it is. 102.393 is a much better time. That's within half a second at least of the Challenger League record. Dexter comes second. Glass comes third. And this, ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching, this is map 7. This is one of the closest matches we have seen so far in the Challenger League. And this is apparently what we're doing.
This is Trackmania!
I love Trackmania esports.
As do I. This is absolutely wild. I mean, God, this is your average random map pick, I feel like, here. Sprout's still out by 2 points. In the end, really didn't surmount to anything that round.
All right, Scrappy's mods. We need you to just insert all of the Challenger League maps into the random map pool pack and take everything else out. Okay, I think it's for everyone's sake. Okay, we need to trick him into getting more practice in on stream.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, at least this round's looking a little less silly here, a little less goofy, a little less joyous whimsy going on between all of the players here. Maybe everything will stay clean towards the very end. We'll get a competitive round out of this one. Dexter currently in first place, Snow very closely trailing, everybody pushing for as much speed as possible through the identity here, and it is really looking good. Scrappy trying to overtake for third position here, trying to overtake for second position. It's the ace from it's out of nowhere. Grip, it's Sprout taking the ace. How do we go from the round before to this one? How?
I have no idea. That's Challenger League in a nutshell, baby. That's how it goes. Sometimes they just deliver Grand League worthy rounds. Sometimes it's whatever the round before was. And look, this is why I wanted to see Grip so much as soon as it was revealed, because that risk from Scrappy at the end, he's crashed again a little bit. It's totally fine. But that round at the end, the ability to risk just slightly more than your opponents, snipe them at the line, and the fact that it could be so decisive, I absolutely love it.
Why are we saying wicked? Do I have to go back on the VOD for that one? How did Scrappy get wicked points there? What? He just did well. The snipe isn't wicked. Either way, Snow now in first place, Scrappy trailing. I think you guys are misunderstanding the point of the Wicked Championship.
Twiggy, you're getting one guide by chat, and it's not the time because BS+COMPETITION are about to counter Ace unless Scrappy can do something about it. He will not be able to do something about it. 8-6 is now the scoreline, as well as BS+COMPETITION keep it clean over the line. It's still within 2 points.
Oh, it never ends. It never ends. I imagine we get a troller out of this one.
I want overtime right now so badly. It would be incredible. Yeah. BS+COMPETITION. Here's how we get overtime. BS+COMPETITION win the next 2 rounds in a row. Just a win, or they get an ace and then Sprout win the round after that. That's our 2 routes to overtime.
Yeah. Well, here we are. Sprout can still just close this one out. Right here, they can get it done. But so far, consistency for both teams really has not been there. So the likelihood of that happening, not looking absolutely insane whatsoever. Dexter stays out in first position just about, but Snow has a little more exit speed. At least everybody is within 3 thousandths? Not quite. No, 3/10 of each other. But Scrappy gets a little bit of an awkward line there. Falls a little bit further back.
Yeah, and no one making an entry on the entrance to the dirt. That was where Arthur was having a lot of problems in our first match of the night. All of these players lining it up much, much cleaner. Through the water we go. Glass gets close to that wall, but keeps the car out of it. This is BS+COMPETITION. They are on for this win, although Dexter is catching Snow. Glass nearly slides off the edge. Dexter has caught Snow. This one has turned into a draw. Dexter has clutched up and will prevent BS+COMPETITION from getting any closer. Great finish from Dexter.
It's our first sub 102 here. Keeping in mind, obviously, the world record of 101.3 on this map and the Challenger League record of 101.7. We're going to need to see a little more of that, but now Sprout really close to that scoreline. Just need 1 point out of this one. One player up in the top 2 would do it.
But BS Plus competition, if they ace, will win. Either way, this entire match has come down to this round. We are guaranteed a winner either way. And for BS Plus competition, it is ace or nothing. Snow leads. Glass is behind and has made enough of a mistake to fall 7 seconds down. Twiggy, that should be it. That should be all she wrote.
Surely both Sprout players do not make a critical error and fall back. Either way, Snow is going to do his best to get that first position, help his teammate out as much as possible into this one, but it really is down to Sprout whether or not they take this one away. All they need to do is play cleanly. You've got a 7-second buffer. All you need to do is drive slowly through that one. Dexter gets it done. No problem for the team whatsoever. It was not the best grip round we've ever seen, but Sprout are the ones to close it out and just about the series with a 4-3 scoreline.
And it's so unfortunate for Glass, who had a monstrous match. Honestly, credit to BS Plus competition all over. They played absolutely fantastically. And if you play this match last stage, or if you tell me going into this stage that Sprout versus BS Plus competition comes down to the last round of match 7, I just don't believe you. It just can't be true, because that's not how these two teams looked at the end of last season. And it's maybe Sprout being a little bit more inconsistent as well, but they step it up today, and BS Plus competition have massively stepped up from their stage 1 level.
Absolutely. I mean, Sprout are going to be really, really happy that they got that one done. Obviously, off the back of last week, which was just not a convincing performance whatsoever, and it looked like it was an off day for at the very least Dexter, if not both players. Consistency was not there this time around. You know, some of those holes were patched up. I think definitely there was, you know, some thinking that went on after last week, and just kind of a lot of practice went in. This time around, hopefully, I would hope. I don't want that to be a fluke, but it was enough to get them over the line. And you got to think, if they did not lose that game last week, or at the very least if it was closer last week, this may not have been the outcome.
And we did say as well, Twiggy, that for Sprout and for the rest of the teams in this Challenger League, there was potentially a window to beat them with how condensed the start of the season was. 4 matches across 2 weeks, and Sprout getting off to a slow start both last stage and this stage, that maybe there was room for some of the teams that were going to be mid-table come the end of the season to pick up a surprise win over them here. And I think that window, potentially, we've just seen it slam shut in front of the rest of the league's face.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll see how it shapes up over the rest of the season. It's shaping up to be a really, really good one. Obviously, every team looks like they are out for blood right now. Even Exalty 2-0 at the moment. We're going to see, obviously, some teams coming up against some more difficult teams later on. But for now, things are looking really, really close in that mid-table. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
And speaking of Exalty, how good they are looking at the moment. Don't forget, they are one of 2 teams sitting on 2-0. The other of those 2 teams is Alternate Attacks. And Exalty versus Alternate Attacks, it's just going to be so good. We had to give it a day all to itself. It will be our only match played tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime. I cannot stress enough that you want to set your clocks for that one. That one has the potential to shape, honestly, the rest of the season. And it is going to be one of the most entertaining matches of the season as well. Skander and Wosa, of course, taking on Link and Miquattro, who nearly didn't even make it back here. Twiggy, absolutely looking forward to that one. And then we will return on Friday as well. That one's 7 p.m. CEST for 2 more matches. And then Saturday with 4 matches. 3 matches, 4 matches. I don't know. There's a lot of Trackmania this week. But the main thing I want you all to get into your heads is be here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime, where we look forward to welcoming you back.